Hello everybody. Okay, straight to the punch. I wanted to do a video of the SpaceX IPO that's coming up here on June 12th. Today is May 25th, 2026. So this is a huge event in the stock market. I haven't seen an IPO like this since Tesla Motors, and this is going to be a big one. And a lot of people have a lot of different opinions on it, so I figured I'd chime in and share mine with you. So Elon Musk, he doesn't do things any other way. He does his own thing. And most IPOs, the people that own shares before it goes public, they are required to hang on to those shares for 180 days, usually. There's no rules, but it's just in the contracts and the conditions of buying these stocks. Elon Musk does it different. So I guess people who own SpaceX stock can sell it 7 days after it IPOs if the share value is 30% above the IPO price and some other conditions. I don't know. I don't really get too deep into it. You can read the prospectus if you want. But Musk will let you sell 7% of your shares at the 7-day mark, the 14-day mark, the 28-day mark. I want to say the 3-month mark, and then the 6-month mark you can unload it all. But it's like 7% at each step along the way. So that's going to cause this. Oh man, let me get this over here. So that's going to cause. Yeah, give myself a good angle there. That's going to cause the stock markets to fluctuate. And this is a really high valuation. This company is not making any money. They got Starlink and XAI in there, and I have not seen artificial intelligence turn a profit yet. It's probably helping companies like operate a little bit more efficiently, but I'm not seeing them replace like accountants and things like that yet. So I don't see XI making any cash, and it's not a monopoly either. There's Chat GPT and Open AI, and Google has their Anthropic, and there's a lot of them out there. So it's not a monopoly on artificial intelligence, and there's no profit yet. So that's why I'm not too. What is this? Alright, so anyways, this is how the IPO is going to go. On June 12th, the stock market's going to open. And SpaceX is not going to be listed at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's probably going to come online about 11:30 or 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. The market is flooded with orders, and before they open it up for trading, they need to process all these morning orders from all these banks and whatnot. So they give themselves about 3-4 hours to price it, basically. And so about 11:30 Central Standard Time, I'm going to start watching for the IPO to pop up on the board. At which point, I'm either going to race in and buy and try to make like a quick 5 or 10% profit, or I'm going to wait and see if the price is way too high. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to figure that the investment bankers were too damn greedy. It's basically what it boils down to. And I'll probably wait. So I got to wait till that moment. I got to see the price. I got to see the orders coming in. That's going to tell me a lot about what's going on. There's going to be some retail traders like myself that just race right in and gobble it up. But a lot of times I see these IPOs, they come out and they're flat because everybody thinks they're too expensive, or there's a lot of selling involved because the price is too high. But even if it doesn't happen on day one, I've seen them go up and come back down flat. Alibaba did that. I've seen them come out and take off and then drop down below where they IPO'd, like ARM Logistics. Not ARM Logistics. Well, ARM, the company that designs the computer chips. Tesla Motors was actually flat. I was the first person to buy it at $19 a share, and it did not take off that day. It just kind of like hung around a little bit, the $20 mark, if I remember right. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna see what happens, but I'm probably not gonna buy and hold on day one. I'm gonna wait till the 7 or 14 day mark and let the employees and the insiders start cashing in, because I've already been talking to a lot of SpaceX employees, and they're all very excited about selling their stocks and buying their dream home or their dream car or their dream yacht or whatever. So a lot of the SpaceX people are going to be selling. Now that's where things are going to get tricky, because you have to wait until after the SpaceX people sell off their stocks and drive the price down, right? But as soon as SpaceX gets added to the NASDAQ 100, the index, it's going to take off again, okay? And the reason for that is because all these index funds based off of the NASDAQ 100 have to buy the stocks that make up the NASDAQ 100, right? So, like, there's a stock called QQQ, right? It's an ETF, it's an index ETF based on the NASDAQ 100. So, QQQ, I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars they're operating with, but they have to maintain a certain percentage of the NASDAQ 100 in their private holdings in order for it to reflect the price movements of the NASDAQ 100. And there's 100 of these ETFs. So all these ETFs with these billions of dollars are going to have to adjust their private holdings or their public holdings, whatever it is, to match the index one or the NASDAQ 100's index. And if SpaceX is going to be a $2 trillion company, that's going to put it in the top 5 of tech companies, right? Apple, NVIDIA, probably Microsoft and Google are up there. I don't know. I'm not a statistics expert. You'd have to look it up. But I do know NVIDIA and Apple, they're above $2 trillion, where SpaceX is going to try to value itself at. So when you're in the trillions, you're going to be added to the NASDAQ 100. That's going to happen. And it's probably going to be pretty quick. I'm guessing SpaceX is going to IPO on June 12th, 2026. So I'm guessing they're going to be added to the NASDAQ 100 by July 1st. I think that's when they update their index. And they're going to have to kick somebody out. Whoever the bottom guy is, the number 100. And like, if you wanted to make money right now, I would go short sell the 100th company of the NASDAQ 100, because when SpaceX gets added, they're going to have to kick somebody out, and it's going to be the bottom dog, So you can short sell that. As soon as you short sell, as soon as they kick out the 100th company out of the NASDAQ 100 to make room for SpaceX, that company's stock is going to tank badly, real bad, because the index funds are all going to unload it. to get rid of it. They're not gonna hold it no more. So you'll probably see like a 25 to 50% drop in whatever stock gets kicked out of the NASDAQ 100 to make room for SpaceX. That's how these things work. And you know, here we are. It's about 2.5 weeks till the IPO date, and probably about a month, maybe 5 weeks away from SpaceX being added to the NASDAQ 100. So if you understand these things, you understand how they work, and you, like me, here we are, May 25th, I'm weeks ahead of what's going to happen. I've already read the prospectus. I'm already prepared for what's going to happen. I already understand Elon Musk and SpaceX terms to own the stock before it IPOs, and what the shareholders are going to be allowed to do. And I understand what happens when it gets added to an index like the NASDAQ 100. Might even go, they might get added to the S&P 500 too, you know. I don't see why it wouldn't, you know. So if it gets added to the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, well, you got even more funds that are going to have to buy SpaceX stock and shore it up in their portfolios. So, sorry I'm not doing a lot of videos all the time, you know. I'm not a big video guy. You just see my cheesy little room here. I'm not living life sometimes, so I don't always take time to make these videos, but that's what's going on. Even if you're not an investor, you're not a trader, this kind of thing interests you. You know, I get you a stock brokerage account. Watch it when SpaceX gets added on about 11:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. It might be noon, it might be a little bit after noon, but somewhere between 11:30 and 12:30 in the daytime in Central Standard Time. I guess it'd be 12:30 to 1:30 on the East Coast. That SpaceX stock is going to hit. It's either going to be the flattest thing you've ever seen, or it's gonna go. And with the popularity and the following that Elon Musk has, and SpaceX being the company that it is, it's Starlink is turning a profit, and you know, XAI may not be making money, but they got holdings, they got land, and they got a data center, and they got gas turbines, and all that stuff is worth something. You know, I think the stock's going to go. It may peter around for a couple of weeks, but once it hits that NASDAQ 100, it's going to be game on, I think. So that's what I have for you. Have a good day.